time to tune in. Stories that connect where we all begin. Laughter, lessons, journeys unfold. The VM Network, let the stories be told. VM Network, it's your time to tune in. Stories that connect where we all begin.
It's one of those chilly Saturday mornings, but hopefully I can keep you nice and warm throughout the course of the morning. You're tuned into Voices of the Art, broadcasting live on Voice on the Move Network. We're not only live on YouTube, but we're also live on Facebook, X, as well as TikTok. So do show us some love and follow us on those various social media platforms. Igama lami Andile Wagadube, and I'm going to be your host for this morning. Matube_Muyas on all social media platforms. On today's episode, we're going to be joined by a Cape Town-based indie pop dance singer, songwriter, who will be talking. We will be talking to her about her latest release called "Lost in Your Love," produced by Summer-nominated Sasha Rigney, who produced that particular song. We're also going to be diving into why she chose to go solo in 2019, leading her to have over 30 radio stations play her music globally. And she's also charted on KC 107.7 FM. So this is definitely going to be an insightful conversation. If you want to know exactly who we're going to be talking to this morning, here's Rebecca Helen with Feeling This With You. Rebecca Helen, our guest for this morning with a new hello. Apologies for that. I said it was a feeling this with you. If you just tuned in now, this is the Voices of the Art broadcasting live on Voice on the Move Network. We're not only on YouTube, but if you are watching us from YouTube, if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if this is your first time here, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click on that notification bell to get a notification each and every single time we go live. We're also broadcasting live on YouTube, as not only YouTube, but also on X, TikTok, as well as Facebook. So do show us support on those various platforms. Please know that this is a live show, and we want you to be a part of it. So do make sure that you comment on the comment section. Any questions or any comments that you might have, we'll make sure that we get to them throughout the show. For those who might not know who I am, I'm your host for this morning, Andile Dube, Matube _ Muyazi. This morning, we are joined by Rebecca Helen. Good morning, Helen.
Good morning, Andele. How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Did you have as much of a difficult time as I did waking up?
I must be honest, I did. It's so dark in the morning nowadays. Oh, and it's so difficult to get out of bed, especially when it's cold.
Yes. What a mission I had. What a mission I had. But once again, thank you so much for joining us this morning. For those who might not know who exactly Rebecca Helen is and your particular musical journey, please do share with us who is Rebecca and why is your journey unique?
Well, my journey is very unique in that I come from a very musical family, and my father was actually a concert pianist and a music teacher, and both my mother and two of my sisters are music teachers. So I really grew up with music in the house all the time. I listened to my father playing the piano. My sister was playing the cello as I was growing up as a little girl. There was just always music, and music is such an important part of my childhood and growing up, singing and dancing around the house. I also did ballet as a child, and after school, I went on to be a ballet teacher for a while. And it just was the most incredible, supportive family growing up with a family that really understood the importance of music and how it can really make you just enjoy, you know, I feel like it's really shaped my childhood and gave me so much joy, and that's what I really wanted to do with my life. I just felt that it was always such a very integral part of who I was.
So you
So, yeah,
Yeah, so you mentioned that you come from a musically inclined family,
yes,
but you
that's
decided
right.
in 2019 to spread your wings and pursue a solo career. Why did you decide to make that decision, especially at that time in
Mm,
your career, as well as what are some of the challenges that you faced after making that decision?
mm. Good question. I, at the time, I have a band with two of my sisters called Three Dimensions, and we had been playing and making music together for a while, and we were recording an EP. And my producer, Mick Evans, and I had a conversation at the time that he come into my life just after I'd recorded this EP with my band. And he was just the most, you know, amazing person to have come into contact with and to have the opportunity to speak with at that moment, because I had this dream of being a singer since I was 3 or 4 years old, and I had just always pictured myself being on stage. And then it was only after making music with my sisters that I realized that I actually could have the confidence to do it on my own.
Mm.
And he sat me down and he said to me, "What is it that you want?" And this man had really, I think, seen inside my heart and realized that I had this burning desire to still have this dream to pursue music. And he wanted to help me and he saw my talent. He believed in me. He offered me this opportunity to make an album with him. And he said to me, "Look, I have great contacts in the music industry. I have a friend that is a songwriting legend in the industry.
Mm.
And I believe in you so much. I want to phone him and get him involved. He can come fly down from Los Angeles, work with you on some music, and let's get you going. If this is what you want, I'm behind you 100% of the way." And that really is what sparked me into making the actual decision that I was going to have a solo career and just go for it and put everything I have into it. And the
Mm.
song that you just heard, A New Hello, that was
Mhm.
one of the songs that I got to write with this incredible man, Alan Roy Scott, who is a legend in the industry. I mean, this guy has worked with everybody, like everybody, Kylie Minogue and like these big names, and it was just like the most incredible experience being able to work with this guy. I was so scared. I was like, oh my goodness, am I actually going to be able to do this? But it worked out so well because when I met him, I realized he was just so warm and so welcoming. And we sat down and it was like a songwriting university,
Mhm.
and it really just like a boot camp,
Yeah.
and he really just gave me all the support that I needed.
Yeah.
And the song that you just played was one of the songs that we actually wrote together called A New Hello. Very special song. So, and he's a very special man, and I'm glad that we actually became friends as well. And I think that's what's been so amazing is being able to work and collaborate with legends and people in the industry that have been around for a really long time.
Mhm.
It gives you so much confidence in yourself, so much
Yeah.
belief in yourself, because we all have this self-doubt, am I good enough? Writing this little song in my bedroom, and now I'm like, it's going to be out there in the world. And it's very nerve-wracking. So to have that support from people who have been around for a really long time, that really makes all the difference.
Yeah. Let's speak about songwriting. So,
Yes.
as a songwriter, what comes first? Is it your life's experience? Is it your emotions? Is it something that you are playing around with in terms of your imagination? What comes first when you decide to write a song? Take us through that process.
Wow. The process of songwriting is quite complex and complicated because each time it's very different.
Mm.
When you sit down to write a song, we all have this image in our minds of this has got to be a hit song, it's got to be amazing, and we put all this pressure on ourselves, and it can really stop us from being creative when we have all these expectations. So I think for me, it's firstly letting go a little bit of the expectations of what you're going to be able to come up with, and just to live in the moment, to literally be present as much as you possibly can be in that moment. And then once you are fully present, it's really, I think, connecting with how you're feeling at the moment. You got to have fun when you're doing these things.
Mhm.
So, what happens normally is I get into the studio. Sometimes I'm on my own as well in my own home studio, and I'll just be sitting at the piano, and maybe I will have just listened to a song that I really love. And I'll be so inspired by that song that I will want to write something. And I'll sit down at the piano and I'll start playing some chords, and then something will come to me, a melody will come to me. Normally, melody comes first, and
Okay.
then the words come afterwards. I always kind of struggle a little bit with lyrics. well, I don't say struggle, but
Yeah.
just I find that the emotion tends to come through first, and emotions can be very difficult to put into words,
Mm.
which is probably why I write music, because for me, the melody, that kind of just expresses the emotion, and then putting it into words is like the story. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's harder to kind of put the story together and figure out how you want to actually say the story. Like when you're practicing before you got to give a speech, it's really difficult to get the right words. But when you actually start singing and you just start like, so normally you just start singing the melody and you'll be like, la, 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 you just
Yeah.
like make up rubbish words until you find the right words. So that's how my sort of process normally will flow. And if I'm in the studio and I'm working with another artist, then I find it's a similar process of someone playing an instrument, either guitar or piano. I myself play piano, so I will be playing a little bit of piano. And then we'll just literally be vibing off each other, right? So we'll just be listening to something we've liked or
Mhm.
playing around with chords that we like, and then someone will say, "Oh, that sounds great," or "Yeah, that's good, but what about this?" And then you start playing around, and
Yeah.
the emotion will come once you've got the melody, once you've got that beat down. Playing around with the sounds that you want to use, and then you start tapping into how it makes you feel. And maybe that takes you to a place where you remember something that happened in your life that will have you connect with that song. And then you can start putting those lyrics down. So that's pretty much how the songwriting process works for me. But I
Mhm.
think it's different for everybody.
Yes, so definitely. Let's speak about how your expectations of expecting a song to hit and it doesn't. Uh, tell us about that roller coaster of emotions where you feel as if
Sure.
this song is supposed
Mm,
to take me to an unimaginable place in the music
mm.
industry. And it doesn't, especially having worked with legends in that particular album. So take us through those emotions that you go through.
Mm. I think we all as artists, and I think we all as people have the feeling of, am I enough? And that is something that can be very difficult to work through. And when you start putting your music out there and people start listening to it, the first thing that kind of goes through your mind is, oh my goodness, because in your mind, the song is amazing. The song is like, you love it. It's like your baby. It's like your child. And so you're very nervous to hear how other people are going to feel when they hear the song. And you have to you go through a bit of a roller coaster because when people say they don't like the song, maybe you feel a little bit of rejection or disappointment. And we all go through that as artists. When you're sending a song out there and then somebody says no, they say, well, the song is great, but it's not for us. And I think it's really about realizing that you can't take that personally, because it isn't really about you. It's about them. It's about what is going on for them. It's
Mhm.
not the right time, perhaps, when you've sent the song to whichever radio station, or they're looking for something else. They're looking for a different sound that's going to fit into their playlist, perhaps. And so once you start looking at it from that perspective, it helps you navigate those emotions
Yeah.
of feeling like, oh, am I enough? Or is the song, why is this not happening? The frustration of it. And you just have to kind of let it go and just move on and say, well, there is going to be someone that's going to love my music as much as me, and I'm on a mission to find that person. So I'm going to just say, cool, and move on to the next person and just keep going
Mm.
and have that self-belief in who you are as an
Yeah.
artist. No.
Many people go into the music industry for different reasons, right?
Mm.
Some want fame, some want fortune, some just want to be seen.
Mm.
So, what is your reason for going into the music industry, and what do you expect from it?
Sure, that is such a good question, Andile. For me, music is really a connector. It's a connector of people, it's a
Yeah,
connector of emotions, of feelings. And I've just always wanted to connect with people. I love people. I'm such a people's person. I'm the person that goes to the shop and talks to everybody. And I want people to smile and be happy. And so for me, writing music and sharing it with the world is a way to connect with people and to bring people of all different cultures,
hmm
everyone together because we are all moved by music. It doesn't matter who you are, where you've come from. If you're listening to a song and it's vibing with you, it's going to change your life. It's going to make you feel much better about yourself. It's going to give you that an incredible rush of endorphins, right? And so my whole idea of going into the music industry and sharing this is that I believe I was put on this planet to create music. I believe that songwriting is in my blood, singing is who I am.
mm
And I believe that my story can inspire other people. And all I've ever wanted is to uplift and inspire people. And I believe I can do that through my music. And so going into the South African music industry has just really been a very natural progression for me because
Yeah,
of my family, where I've come from, having that support system, having, family that are music teachers. They're already shaping young minds. They're
yeah.
already offering that to young people, that way of inspiring. And so I already just felt like it was a natural progression for me to just continue and go out there, share my story, uplift people with beautiful music, and make people happy. And I really see the South African music industry as like a stepping stone into
Mhm.
going in overseas, sharing my music with bigger crowd
Mm.
internationally as well. And I think it's really important for South African musicians to support each other, to be there for each other. This is something that's very close to my heart. Maybe at some point, like I will be mentoring young artists and helping them through their
Mhm.
journeys. I don't know what's in store for me, but I just feel like if we all stick together and we all support each other, that will really help us, stand out. And then when our songs go internationally, like a lot of my songs have been played on international radio,
Mm.
it's I'm so proud to say I'm from South Africa, and I just want other people to feel that, other artists from South Africa to say, hey, she's doing it. Well, I can also do it, and I think that's kind of where I see it going, almost like a stepping stone into international markets that they will look back and say, hey, South Africa is a great country. We've got a lot of really incredible artists here. We want to work with artists in South Africa. So, yeah.
So you spoke about having family members that are music teachers, and you
Yes.
understand that uh, how important it is in a child. I'm sure you have a good understanding how important that particular teaching is to a young mind who wants to become a
Yes.
musician. What is the
Mm.
responsibility you think a music teacher has to their student?
Mm. That is a good question. I think music teachers really are there to help, shape the young minds and help to
hmm
inspire the children and cultivate that excitement over music. So many times I've spoken to people that have had a music teacher that was incredibly strict, that didn't help to support the child as the child was going through the process of learning an instrument, of learning something new. And that has kind of put them off going into music because their teacher really didn't make it fun, wasn't really patient enough with them, didn't give them the right tools that they needed, you know. So I think it's really a balance, and music teachers have the opportunity to help a child from a very young age discover who they are through music. Because when they are connecting with music and they are learning the instrument, they're actually connecting with themselves. And they're growing and they're changing as a young person, and then their minds obviously changing, their brains are, you know, growing. And so they are learning something that can help them in their life, you know, and that's what I absolutely love about teachers, because they actually have that ability to help children learn something that they can, you know, I think really always have an amazing memory from, because not everybody is going to learn an instrument and then
Yeah.
become like a major star, right? So it's not everybody's path, I think, but just being able to do something that they really love will stay with them forever. And so it's really been a privilege for me to see how my parents, how my sisters, how they teach their children, how they love those children, and how they help them grow. They help them grow with their confidence. They they do so much for those kids, and they make it so much fun as well. And I mean, we do a gig every year with young children in my sister's garden every year. And it's just the most incredible experience, because we have kids that come on that have never even performed live in front of an audience before. And it just gives me so much joy to see them go up there. They don't know that they can do it. They're shaking with nerves, and then they perform and everyone claps and they feel so good about themselves. So it really does make a big difference, I think, in someone's life. Most definitely. So, yeah, music teachers are very special. And I feel we need to recognize them more
Yeah.
and, you know, for what they're doing. It's just amazing. Really, it is.
No, it's definitely amazing the work that they do for their students, how inspiring they could get, how they could create absolute stars in the four walls of their classrooms. And I really do think that that should be recognized more for the work that they put in, for the spirit of that young child, because music is so uplifting, as you mentioned.
Mm.
Music is such a connector. And it's such a beautiful thing. So let's focus on how have you worked on creating a fan base. I know it's very difficult to create an audience, especially in
Mhm.
this climate with so many people on social media, your TikToks, your Instagrams, your challenges that you have to participate in all the time.
Yeah.
So how have you been able to create an audience for your music?
It really is a grind sometimes, I have to
Yeah.
say. You know, you're wearing so many different caps as an indie artist. You have to be your own cheerleader. You have to get yourself out of bed and start creating content. And it can be really daunting at times because you're not always sure, like, are you making enough content? Are you putting out enough? Are you putting out too little? What kind of content must it be? So there's a lot of research that goes into it. And I feel also watching what my fellow artists are doing in the industry, and that will often spark ideas. So I definitely feel you've got to be posting and on social media a lot. You've got to
Yeah.
be sharing your story as authentically as you can, just trying to be who you are, but then also, you know, just showing every part of yourself as best as what you can.
Mm.
So I have found that the most amazing people from social media. Honestly, I really have. I love it. I've done like collabs with people that I've never ever met. I've had the most incredible support. And yes, you do get like the trolls and people like that
Mm.
that but you just have to like ignore them and just carry on. But I think for me, it's about being posting regularly, showing
Okay.
up, firstly for yourself, making that decision. Okay, so I'm going to post every day, or I'm going to post 3 times a week. And then in doing that, you start building your brand. People start finding out who you are. And you suddenly get the most wonderful surprises when someone finds you. It happened to me the other day. This lady just found me from TikTok, and she just loves my music. And she then went and followed me on all my platforms, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. And I'm just like blown away when I find somebody that really just loves every single song that I make. It just makes you feel so good. So it's definitely been a process for me. And I think it is a process for every single artist, coming up with ideas for content, making sure you're posting regularly, all those things. But it's so worth it because you do find those gems, those little pearls, from sifting through all the other people on social media. And it's only because you're doing it regularly and consistently. That is the biggest thing. And obviously, the fan base will just come as you go, as you consistently posting and putting yourself out there. You find those people that will just come to you. And that's been such a blessing. I'm honestly so grateful.
Yes, let's go straight into our comment section. I see Mamnoktula Dube says, a sweet melody. Thanks, Madube, for introducing us to Rebecca Helen, a sweet, fine voice. So they definitely do come to you as soon as they get exposed to your music. Thank you so much to Umam Dube for that. Please also, we also want you to be involved as this is a live show. So do send through your questions or any comments that you might have. We'll definitely make sure to get to them throughout this interview for this morning. Still tuned into Voices of the Art, broadcasting live on Voice on the Move Network. We're not just live on YouTube. We also are broadcasting live on Facebook X as well as Facebook X as well as Facebook. So do show us some love and follow us on those platforms. But for now, if you want to get to know exactly who we're talking to this morning, here's Rebecca Helen with the Tranquilize. Absolutely love that one. It's tranquilized by Rebecca Helen, our guest this morning. What an absolute vibe of a song! If you just tuned in now, this is Voices of the Art, broadcasting live on Voice on the Move Network. I'm your host, Andile Dube Matube underscore Muyas on all social media platforms. Thank you so much for still hanging out with us. Talking about hanging out with us, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click on that notification bell to get a notification each and every single time we go live. We're not just live on YouTube, we're also live on X, Facebook, as well as TikTok. So do join us on those platforms. Good morning once again, Rebecca.
Good morning,
In the background,
Andile.
yo, I saw some moves there in that music video.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a lot of
Absolutely
fun.
love, love, love that song. I'm
Thank
obsessed. I'm
you.
obsessed. Talking about obsession. So I see a lot of your music plays on strong emotions,
Yeah.
fantasy, obsession, love. How are you able to carry those emotions in the songs that you write?
That's such an amazing question to have asked me. Honestly, I mean, it's really kind of, I think working with and collaborating with my producer on these songs is what's really been the most incredible experience for me because he grounds me when it comes to the songwriting aspect of it. So
Mhm.
you kind of let yourself go when you're writing the song and all the emotions are coming out and then you kind of start shaping it. Just you kind of start saying, okay, we need to shape a little bit. We need to say we're going to put the beat in here and it's going to be like that. And then so there's a little bit of framework that happens
Yeah.
around the song when you're structuring the song.
Mhm.
And that I think is so important because, it is difficult when you've got these emotions and they are like all over the place.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like put it into the song and make that kind of work.
Mhm.
But it just does. I think it really is about working with the right person that understands you and gets you and knows how to bring the best out of you.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's been for me. Yeah.
So your music is very sultry at some elements and is also dance at some elements. And
Yeah.
I've heard you speak a lot about uh, some of your music taking from your David Guetta's as well as your Lana Del Rey. What
Yeah.
elements do you take from each of those artists?
I think for me, Lana Del Rey, she's got that lovely sort of, indie vibe, like
Mhm.
mysterious and dark, playful. There's a little bit of melancholiness in there. It's dreamy, it's, rich with emotion.
Mhm.
And then David Guetta is really upbeat and uplifting, and you just want to like go dance. So I think the song is really like me because I
Mhm.
am that kind of person. I'm quite dramatic and bright colors and
Mhm.
a very emotional person. But then I also love to dance. And actually, the song that you just played, Sensations,
Yeah.
that song, my dancing teacher actually made a whole dance to that song, and we
Mhm.
actually danced it in my dancing class, which was
Yeah.
so much fun. So yeah, it's really, I think just having all these elements of my personality, the dancing side of me, the person that is literally the first on the dance floor and the last on the dance floor, that's
Mhm.
me, right? So making a song like that, I just felt really resonated with who I am.
Yeah.
And then also this dreamy, emotional side, and just finding a way where you can sort of juxtaposition and then merge the two together. And that's really what we did in the studio. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't really have all the credit for it because I'm working with the most amazing producer, Sasha
Yeah.
Riggi. He's just incredible. And I think having that supportive person who understands me and what I'm trying to achieve as an artist, and he just knew, I think, also where to take the song and how to kind of merge those elements together. Because I brought the song to him like literally, I just played like the chords.
Yeah.
I think a lot of producers are like, okay, the artist comes and then here's the song and it's unfinished. But my songs tend to be a little bit more structured, like there's the
Yeah.
chords. Um, and I think it's probably from my classical background as well.
Hmm.
Um, so that I have a bit of structure, which really helps. And then he's like, okay, but now I want to put this in, put this in, put this in. And so
Yeah.
you work together and it becomes a real collaboration. Yeah.
Before we speak about you working with the summer nominated Sasha Rigney, let's speak about the fact that you have quite interesting titles for your songs. Right? You have your voodoo, you have your sensation, you have your tranquilize, you have um, your all your temple.
Yes.
What is the process that you go through when coming up with the perfect title of a song?
Sure. I mean, it can often come from the chorus of the song. So that can maybe influence it. Like, for instance, Feeling This With You, that was the chorus of the song. So it just made sense that that was the most important thing to say. It kind of summarized the song. But it can be difficult to find, like, what is the song? Okay, what is the song about? Then we look at what is the best word to describe that. And I get influenced obviously by listening to other songs. I mean,
Mm,
Tranquilize was a song. There's another song that I love called Tranquilize, and it's very indie. And when I
mhm.
heard the song, I thought, oh, I like that. That's a really great title for a song. And then it just so happened that I started writing a song, and then Tranquilize was one of the words I used in the song. And I just thought, that's actually a really like that's quite like hits deep. Um, and sensations, I mean, yeah, we were looking for ways to how do you describe passion in your body? Like what are you actually
Uh-huh.
feeling? And so then we were like, well, sensations. You're feeling different sensations in your body, and that's what you're talking about when you are when you are listening to the song. So a lot of it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll just be like, yeah, it will just be in that moment of inspiration that it will just
Mm.
come to you.
Let's speak about your latest release, Lost in Your Love, that
Yeah,
you worked with the same producer. Uh,
yes, yes.
Talk to me about that song. What is
Mm.
that song about? The first time listener, what am I supposed to pick up in
Right.
that song?
Well, Lost in Your Love is really about that feeling that you have when you have a first crush. I think we can all relate to this, right? Um, so you have just met this person, they're making you feel all the euphoria, the butterflies in the stomach, and you are just so like taken with them. You're so smitten. You just want to be with them all the time. And Lost in Your Love was really born from a moment of me just having that inspiration at the piano, and then the feeling of, oh, what did that actually feel like for me? Going back to that experience in my life where I had this crush. And it was just how do I express that in the song? Because how do I make this come across for people? Because it's such a wonderful feeling. And you just feel like you're on a high, you feel like you're invincible, you feel powerful. And that is really what the song is about, being completely lost in that moment with
Mhm.
that person. You literally can't think about anything else. But it's a great feeling and it,
Yeah.
it it puts you on such a high. And I want people to feel that when they listen to the song, they feel that same connection of, I feel so incredible right now. I
Yeah.
feel amazing. And it could mean that for some people, it could also mean that they're completely wrapped up in this person, they're lost in them, that they lose themselves. So there's also that
Mm.
interpretation maybe, but it's really about being lost in the moment. Like
Yeah.
even the way I filmed the music video, which was literally on the mountain in Cape Town, like lost in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You're lost in that moment of love and euphoria, and you just feel incredible. So that's what I'm really trying to get across with the song.
Yeah. So, Lost in Your Love is a great start in terms of some of the music that you've released in 2025. What else can we
Yeah.
expect from you this year?
Oh, so much more music.
Yeah.
So much more. I mean, I'm literally in the studio as we speak. I've just finished another song that's going to be coming out really soon. I've got live performances I'm going to be sharing with you guys as well. If you're following me on my social media, then you will definitely be able to pick up all the performances I'm going to be doing. Yeah, I'm really excited. There's going to be a lot of amazing things that's going to come still this year. So I can't wait to share it with
Yeah.
everybody.
Please describe the Rebecca Helen experience. I'm going to your a performance of yours for the first time. How is that
Yeah.
experience for me? What can I expect?
Wow. I think the most magical, incredible night where you get to connect with yourself. You're taken back to moments in your life where you felt amazing, where you had some emotional experience. Maybe it was, like all my songs are definitely very emotional. So you will go through a little bit of not a roller coaster, but you will just like experience all that, the feelings of love, sadness, but then also uplifting. You'll be wanting to dance for sure. I mean, people I think will be vibing. Um, yeah, I just remember performing on Cape Town TV recently, and people were just like dancing
Yes.
backstage. I would love everyone to be immersed in the experience with me, going through the highs, going through the lows, and then dancing. Um, a lot of joy as well. Just the best time. It's
Mm.
gonna be a jolt. It's gonna be like the best party you've ever had. You're not gonna want to get off the dance floor.
Yeah.
You're just gonna. I just see everyone happy.
Hmm.
There's candlelight, but there's also like, so there are moments where there's like quiet, and then there's
Yeah.
moments where it's just like big and
Yes.
bold and exciting.
I can definitely guarantee that they'll be dancing. Going through your
Yes,
catalog, your songs are absolutely amazing, and you described them
thank
very
you.
well. So, any
Thank
last
you.
words that you might have before sharing your social media platforms with us?
I just want to say thank you so, so much for the support, for having me on the show. Um, I want to share a message with every single artist, every single person that's listening today. You don't know what your support will mean to an artist. Just having a comment on a song, or just coming to me and sending me a DM and saying, "Wow, I love your song." Um, It is so, so special. It really, really is. Or coming up after a live performance and saying, hey, your song made my night. So firstly, the support, thank you. I'm so, so grateful. Please keep coming with support. Please message me, reach out to me. I want to collab with other artists. I want to do more of that because it's so special. What we have in South Africa is really special. There's so much talent. If you are an artist and you want to get out there, but you're too scared, just do it. It's not going to wait for you. You have to just jump up and do it, because you owe it to yourself. You've got a gift that you want to share, and people do want to hear your music. People do want to know from you. It's really important. You could change somebody's life. So yeah, that's really what I want to say. And I'm just so grateful for this platform, for being able to share my music with you guys. And I love that everyone's enjoying it so much. It makes me so happy to see. And yeah, just keep on supporting great artists. And yeah, I think it's really special to have that. And just remember also, you're not in competition with other artists.
Yeah,
You're not at all. Like, we need to support each other
yeah,
because one artist's success, another artist's success is your success.
yeah.
So just go for it.
Absolutely beautiful words. Thank you so much, Rebecca Helen. And your social media?
At Rebecca Helen Music. You can find me on Instagram. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, and also Facebook. And it's at Rebecca Helen Music, all one word.
Thank you so much once again, Rebecca Helen, for joining us this morning. Absolutely appreciate those last words to all you artists out there. Just do it. Do it, are the words that
Yeah.
Rebecca Helen gave us this morning. You never know whose life you might change, and artists and as well as you, the public. You don't know how much your support means to an independent artist or a creative out there. So do support one another. One artist's success is another artist's success. So do make sure that you get yourself out there. Talking about getting yourself out there, this is definitely the platform for you to stop by at. It's Voices of the Art. If you are a creative, a musician, an artist, and want to get yourself out there and speak about your unique journey in whatever artistic space that you might find yourself in, do send us an email. It's hello, HELLO, at vmnetwork.co.za. Who knows, we might be having you as a guest soon. Talking about a guest soon, next week on the 28th of June 2025, we're going to be joined by DJ Red Money. So if umuntu oyithandele igqom noma oyithandela amapiano, this is definitely the show for you next week, same time, same place as Voice on the Move Network on all platforms, YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click on the notification bell to get a notification each and every single time we go live. We also go live on Facebook, X, as well as TikTok. So do support and join us also on those platforms. Igama lami Andile Dube Matube _Muyaz on all social media platforms. See you next week.
Yo fam, it's your boy DJ Money and Lamfet. Ngizomwe khona laphana ku Voices of the Arts this coming Saturday, the 20th of June, live from 9 a.m. ku Voice on the Move Network. Laphana sizokhuluma ngempilo yami ku-music, how it brings the Friday Vibe Mix and all the hustle behind the things. Ngakhuthela, subscribe, set your reminders, hlangane khona. Sure.
You bring me to my knees, my baby. Your kiss is sticky sweet. Your lips are cherry blossoms, baby. It's a tempting treat. 'Cause loving you, babe, is coming in waves. It's moving right through my body. And I know, you are someone I wanna hold. Lost in your love.
Usazomvesa?
Journeys unfold.